Now, before we start, I'd like to apologise at how long it took to actually get this figure and make this video, but this guy both these guys had to come from Ukraine. Because of that, my Starscream video has had to be pushed ages, and this poor guy has been waiting for absolutely years. But not as long as my Constructicons. Bone Crusher, Blackout, Brawl, and now Barricade. Have you noticed the pattern in the names yet? Introducing my smallest Decepticon, the last of the B-Boys. Not you. Studio Series, Buzzworthy Bumblebee, Barricade. Now, when I said this guy is small, I meant he's a little, ickle, dittle dude. Why is the MechTech bigger than the Studio Series? So when I got this 2-pack, along with Crumblebee, I was expecting to see my favourite of Soundwave's sons, Frenzy, but Hasbro said, nah. Upon this, I initially thought this will be because only the robots involved with the construction scene fight will be in this pack. But then I remembered again, Frenzy was very involved in this scene.
He's gonna kill me!
So I did some digging and found that as far as I can see, there is no Studio Series Frenzy. There are only 2 scenarios where a movie Transformer isn't given a Studio Series. 1, Hasbro can't be fucked. But considering every other Transformer from the first film is here, I find that unlikely. 2,
a deeper revelation dawns.
Someone got offended. I'm not sure who, or even how, but presumably someone who's short, French, scared of goldfish, and who identifies as a ninja bootbox, started a stushy. It happened with the twins before. Time to get back to the question I previously asked. Now, assuming this guy is a MechTech, or maybe a deluxe, I'm not sure. He's a pretty large lad, a few centimeters larger in every way in fact. So considering this, which toy would you be better off getting? That one. The MechTech is cheaper, bigger, and is still pretty much as good at transforming as the Studio Series. The only conceivable reason I can think of not getting the MechTech is for collection purposes, which is such a stupid reason, am I right? Last point, as I'm sure you're glad to hear, on the MechTech is the lovely little slogan, "To punish and enslave," which you'll notice is not situated on the Studio Series anywhere. Phew. In today's climate, that would not. Oh no. No. So you're telling me that I can't have my twins, but the guy who's one bad day away from owning them is fine? So all in all, pretty decent car alt mode. Not much special. You don't need me to spin the wheels. Transforming Barricade is surprisingly entertaining for a car farmer, with only one real snag: the bumper. Now, one thing I noticed that I didn't know where to fit in, so it's here, and that is the lackluster attempt at weapon storage. But how do I even do that? In his robot mode, he can carry this big mace, but in vehicle mode,
The meat grinder.
I figured it out. This is where the Studio Series shines in comparison to the MechTech. Although saying that, the only key differences are the posing details and the fact that, damn, this boy has a dumpy. But regardless, in both toys, this guy looks good. But the MechTech is a little teapot, being both short and stout. Now, this guy is the smallest Decepticon so far, yet scales perfectly with other Studio Series. Now, what's even more interesting about this toy is the fact that, like, Barricade and Bumblebee are pretty much the same height, which means that all of the Decepticons are going to be absolutely massive compared to the Autobots, so I don't know how that's going to turn out, but we'll find out. But despite the size, he's still very well detailed from head to toe, with excellent mould and paint details. Posing in this guy is decent as well. There's a hinge pretty much everywhere on him for him to be articulated and quite dynamic. But the same could pretty much be said for the mech tech. Now on to the rating. But before we begin, I'd like to apologise because our resident yellow star has decided that now is the best time for it to shine brighter than it has all day. Anyway, on to the alt mode looks. For what he turns into and the size of it, which is a tiny little police car, they put in every conceivable detail, like the best so far, minus the controversial slogan, so not true to the character, 4 out of 5. Now the Cybertronian looks, from the back and front looks pretty good. From the cool chest split detail and the eye split as well. There you go, there's 2 sets of eyes or something like that. His looks and details are very good. He even has duck kicks. Playability? The gimmick we wanted would be frenzy, but instead all we have is this here mace, which is rubbish. Transformation is pretty self-explanatory apart from the bumper, and it's enjoyable to do stuff with. I'm not falling in that trap again. So 3 out of 5. Functionality. This figure can't do shit, but it does pose pretty well, unless you're on this really slippery surface where he just slides. Quality. The plastic feels alright, and there does only seem to be the expected amount of moving parts. However, I will say there is something the mech tech does better here, as the Studio Series windows are fake and are actually on the arms. 4 out of 5. Wow factor. Now despite this guy being the smallest, my oh my, does he do most things better than the other poor bastards. Now one thing I think Barricade and Bone Crusher, slide to the right, are on the same level as, is the character they omit. Wait. They're not quite the same on magic, and Barricade's a bit small, so 3 out of 5. Final score is 22 out of 30, which is the highest rating yet, but still, Barricade is far from perfect. So I guess I'm now on a quest for a 30 out of 30 Transformer. But credit to this toy, it's the best one yet. Good job.